sets and interior on the complex was the laboratory. I tried mixing the laboratory of the first one and the second one and adding some of my own design, my own world. They're protecting themselves against the zombies. So we decided to go concrete walls to look like a bunker. We did a lot of shiny surfaces, play a lot with glass, with light as well, to make this interior world high-tech but soulless. We had a lot of fun making the cars, the vehicles. Thinking about, oh, we're in a complex, so what we need? It's great to have some cars just to play with them and paint them and just have fun designing them. Everything comes from the script. That's the way I always work. We were short on time, but I had a very good team that worked really hard and custom made those cars. Good thing about this movie is that as a designer, it gave me and gave my team a lot of opportunities to play with a lot of stuff. You know, like we need something to defend us from the zombies.
We're using a real flamethrower that shoots these incredible jets of flame. It's pretty amazing to look at.
What's wonderful about having Paul on the set is that he is the one who created it. He's a fantastic writer, and having him there makes it very easy because if there's anything that needs changing or any input, he's just a very strong creative force. So it's wonderful having him around.
I've got the advantage that I've spent, literally probably a month of my life playing the games. And you can't expect everyone on the set to have done that. You can't expect the director of photography to have played the games, or the production designer necessarily. But it's enough that I've done it, because I'm there as a kind of check to kind of say, well, that kind of looks like Resident Evil, that's great, or that doesn't. I try and write the action for the movies very specifically. For example, the game uses a lot of overhead angles, so I'll specify that in the way I talk about the action. I think it just makes it easier for the director of photography, the director of the movie, for the production designer to kind of hook into the feel of the video game and deliver some really satisfying and exciting action scenes.
I love doing all fighting and so on with the stuntmen because it's very well choreographed. So it is like doing dance on the one hand, but it's a very cool kind of dance,
This movie in particular, I had to use these really cool knives called kukris, which are real weapons used by the Nepalese Gurkhas. They only used one, where I used two. It's very, very vicious kind of... it's very vicious kind of fighting. Rick Forsyth, who is awesome, who's our stunt coordinator, has been really incredible to work with.
She was superb in the fact that she just picked it up in a heartbeat.
He's been doing some really great wire work with me and a lot of stuff with these super undead who we call suds, and he's been working a lot with them. For me at this point, there's definitely lots of things that I have to train for, like kicks and things like that, but it wasn't as difficult in this movie as it is on some of them because I've already kind of had so much experience with this that It was much easier than I expected to pick up all the fight sequences.
I've never really done a picture with a female lead action star. And with what I could see what she was doing and what I've seen from her other pictures, I was kind of looking forward to the opportunity of it, and I was not disappointed.
The great thing about this film is there's a lot of surprises. There's a lot of really amazing stunts and stuff. Part of the magic of this is that you never know what's actually going to happen. So it's been really fun because you get a lot of great reactions from people.
It's a little bit dangerous with live animals and glass and, bullets and things like that going on in the set. So you definitely just have to keep it genuine.
I got to blow one of the zombies out the window. It was a blast.
Climbing after tower on a hot day, it's great for about the first 30 times, and after that, it's just not that much fun.
It's definitely been a crazy shoot. Our director's been taken to the hospital with dehydration. LJ turns into a zombie. It's been pretty wild.
Kinds of zombies in this movie, and one are what we call the desert undead, and the other are the super undead. This represents our original desert undead look. This is several years after the last film, and the world is overrun by T-virus zombies in varying stages of decrepitude. We were given the direction to go beef jerky. We went very dark in the color, pretty rotten and pretty far gone and horrific.
The undead are here today, and I'm just watching them, and they are sweating. I can't even imagine how hot they are.
I guess these are the country zombies compared to the city zombies.
We're just feeling for them, but they look incredible. What they can do with makeup now is it's so amazing.
The biggest challenge we had on the show was there's days when we had 100 zombies. There's other days where second unit had 300 zombies. And the challenge of putting together 300 zombies in 145-degree desert heat is astounding. To put makeup on people and get their teeth fitted and putting these appliances on people, that's a 2.5 to 3 hour process to make them look as good as our hero zombies. Every good zombie has hideously ugly zombie teeth. They just wouldn't be zombies without rotten teeth. And we have something like this, which are multiple sets of horrible, hideous zombie teeth.
I really need some bridge work. Too much sugar as a child.
We have a couple characters in this film that are zombies with jobs, I like to call them, and I love zombies with jobs because then you know what they used to be when they were alive. And this represents our state trooper zombie. He's the desert patrolman. The character LJ meets up with him in a bad way in a motel room in the desert. We like this idea of a zombie who you could still relate to as what he used to be. If I had my way, we'd have Elvis impersonator zombies, and think of Sex in Vegas. Why don't we have a showgirl zombie with feathers and something? We didn't go that far. The super undead are actually made from the desert undead. They've been experimented on. When we were doing the first two movies, the Resident Evil games presented, one particular kind of zombie. They were the traditional, slow-moving undead. And we wanted to stay true to the games.
But even now, with Resident Evil 4, the game has kind of progressed and broadened out. We thought we should change as well. So we've introduced the super undead. The undead that can move fast, that is super strong, that is animal smart, cunning, a really fearsome foe.
These guys are scary. They're very scary. They're very fast. We're in the next movie now. We can't just bring in the same old zombies that, barely move. You have to bring new elements every time, and you have to up the scale. When an actor is trying to run away from a stun guy running full speed at you, it's kind of scary. It really is. So they used to be kind of slow, but now they're really, really fast.
I sentenced you to summary liquidation. Liquidation? Oh, just die.
We've included the Tyrant, which is a big favourite of a lot of fans of the game. It's certainly one of my favourite creatures from the game.
It's a departure for me. Just looks very real, I think, and disturbing, and rather horrible. And you can see Dr. Isaacs beneath this mutation.
You can't kill me.
And they're so clever at it. They completely transform me within the course of an hour.
This is the Tyrant monster. It's what he looks like when he's all done up. This is his body. And it's a full upper torso suit. It's, I'd say it's probably about 40, 50 pounds of foam rubber. This giant tentacle hand.
And they use brilliant prosthetics. They have different pieces which they put on, but they still keep a section of my face visible. The first time I tried the prosthetics properly on screen was yesterday. It was really strenuous. I suppose anything, it'll get easier the more you do it,
We wish that.
Can I get your autograph? So hot.
One of the things we've always tried to do with the Resident Evil films is, although, CG is very important to these movies, obviously, we've tried to, be as practical as possible whenever we can.
They built an amazing Las Vegas set that's, well, it's not exactly Las Vegas, it's a more of a run-down Las Vegas version, but it's beautiful.
We're looking at an HO scale miniature of the Las Vegas Strip. Photograph the main strip model with this computer-controlled camera, and then add in the background, the sky, and trucks driving into our little set, and we've got this grand scale of the Las Vegas Strip covered in sand in a photoreal way. Tanker truck. So we've got thin-shelled version of our tanker truck, quarter scale, and the pyrotechnicians are up there rigging it right now. High explosive on the shell of the truck, and then gasoline bombs and mortars inside the truck. If everything goes as planned, pyrotechnician hits a button. In 3.5 seconds, we'll have a big fireball rolling up into the sky. The benefit of doing things with a miniature and something like this is that it's a physics-based event. You're going to get a complexity to this event that's probably superior to what you would be able to achieve with a computer. It's changing quickly, but this is still a viable way to do it. And it's also just a lot of fun.
Okay, guys, we are hot. We are hot. Fire in the hole.